Hey everyone. So I woke up yesterday morning a little bit disappointed and dejected, if I'm being completely honest. Chris and I had put in so much work on Monday trying to promote the podcast, trying to get the word out there. I refreshed the charts Tuesday morning, and unfortunately, our podcast hadn't cracked the top charts as I had hoped. And then I started making excuses. You know, the genre, the space that we're in is a really crowded space. There's just a ton of competition. And, perhaps it wasn't meant to be. And I found two specific techniques help me in particular to get over my disappointment and dejection. The first one was gratitude. The fact of the matter is that even though we didn't crack the top charts, we were showered with so much love, encouragement, and support on Monday for this new endeavor. I mean, high school friends of mine that I haven't talked to in 15 years were reaching out and were saying, hey, I downloaded all your podcasts and I binge listened to all of them. There's an alumni group, in fact, so many of them I haven't even talked to in so many years. Yet they all expressed their encouragement and support of the podcast, and they shared it with their friends and family. We even got some really great tips and feedback on how to make the podcast even better. Some of my family was going to local Best Buys and subscribing on all the display phones. So that was amazing that they would go to those lengths to support our podcast. And even my family across the world, in countries like India and friends in Thailand, were subscribing to the podcast. And a lot of my family members have never even heard of a podcast. They didn't even know what a podcast was, but they just saw that I was undergoing this new project and they wanted to support me. And I just felt so lucky to have all this support. And I can't thank all of you enough from the bottom of my heart for that support. The second thing that helped me get over this dejection was getting back to work. I love learning and researching and putting together the podcast content and delivering the maximum possible value to our listening audience. And when I got back to work, it helped me get over my dejection by moving past it. I did message Chris and I told him, hey man, let's get back to work. Let's rededicate ourselves to being the best we possibly can and delivering the most value to our listening audience. We'll crack those top charts when the time is right. Chris responded with a really touching message that really meant a lot to me. He said, all that matters is that we stay consistent, always look to improve and lift as many people up as possible. And he continued to say, I'm super proud of you, man. And truly, truly grateful that we're getting to do this together. I was past my dejection with those messages, with this exercise in gratitude. That was enough for me. I continued my workday. Then, in the afternoon, I refreshed my browser page, almost accidentally, actually. And then I was ecstatic to actually see that we had cracked the top charts. That's right, ladies and gentlemen out there. I'm so happy to announce that the Unlimited Potential Show is now an internationally chart-topping podcast. We debuted at number 40 in the category of education and number 19 in the category of self-improvement. We also made the top charts in Canada, in India, in Thailand, and in Trinidad and Tobago. So that's right, we can now proudly announce that our podcast is an internationally chart-topping podcast. So I want to take a moment to thank all of you for taking the effort to subscribe and to share our podcast and to provide your love and support and encouragement on Monday and on Tuesday as well. So many of you reached out to us and expressed your encouragement, and I can't tell you how much that means to both Chris and I. I mean, it's just, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for how much effort all our friends and family put in to ensure that this was a success. So in closing, I want to say It is my personal promise that Chris and I will continue to do our best to make this podcast even better moving forward. You guys have all showed your love and support, and we promise to make this podcast the best it possibly can be. So please stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and rate and review for us so we can make this podcast even bigger success. Thanks again, guys, and stay tuned. Bye.